Boy to be enough in the Gagoya boy. Greetings, brothers. We are standing here at the main tabuya for the Kalinago tribe. We'll be going to explain some of our history. So we will start with the tabuya. The tabuya is an house for the Kalinago people where they bury their dead, and they have different things that they study. On the left and on the right, many years ago, our ancestors, that's how they bury their dead, in the tabuya. And they bury them seated, in a seated position. Just like how you was in your mother's wombs. And when they bury that same way. However, with a clipper on their head. On that side and on this side. So, that is one explanation for the tabuya. In the tabuya, you will find some artifacts, such as the bow and arrow. As you see here, we have some bows and arrow here. So I will explain this particular bow and arrow. If you notice, it have a skin on it. And the skin this have on it is an agouti skin. An agouti skin. Now the Kalinago people love agouti, right? They use the agouti bone to make their necklace and their beads around their foot and hands. However, the bone used as well in the arrow that you see here. Now, a poison put down into the bone, as you see here, the poison put into the tip of the bone, and it's used in the time of war. Now, that's poison from a tree that we have on our island here, and it can give you a heart attack right away. So, that's a agouti bone. The wood that make the bow is mabuya, or penny piece. It's very hard to break, and when it breaks, it makes flinters. So if that catch you, it can infect your body. It's used also as a weapon, right? So if your arrow get lost, get break, or you have no more, you could use your bow as a weapon. And it's used in 1795 war against the British that came here. That is our fire arrow here. This fire arrow here, it's used to burn down plantation and other stuff like that. You put a gummy gum in this here, you lit that and you send it to any plantation that you want, and it will burn that building right down. Okay, so here again that you see our paddle is for our canoe, and it have white, red and yellow. The yellow is the Kalinago people, the white is the purity within the Kalinago people, and the red is the blood that's shed, the black is silence. Okay? We have again inside here baskets that Kalinago people make. The baskets are from cat claws. Cat claws, that's what made from. We have our clay that the Kalinago people use to make their clay pots, and we have 5 different types of clay here, 5 different colors of clay inside here. Okay? And with some of the skin that you see here is different animal skin, like rabbit skin. Some of our language remains still with we is here. Right? We now come from Karao and Kayao, is indigenous name. Bekuyu Bayabu, Wariganobu, or Kingston, Buitibinafi Nagaguya. Good morning, Mom. Right, as I said, this is our tabuya. We'll move from here and show you something else on our site. Here we have our Kalinago sauce bowl. The Kalinago people sit around this bowl here, and they put tumali sauce inside there, and they have the cassava will eat, or they have the tumali sauce, and they will take advantage of that right here with their meals. Okay, so we will move to the other side around here to show you our canoe. This is our canoe. Our canoe make from one piece of log. One piece of log. And it's a canoe that used in the time of war. Yes, we have canoe, our ancestors have canoe that they used to fish, and canoe to transport people. This used to transport people many years ago, and it used for other activities. However, it's a canoe that we make ourselves to show our school children, our younger ones, the creativity in our ancestors, what they made from one piece of log. The log is an important log, or the tree that take from our mountain. It have a gum in it or sap in it that used as an antibiotic for any cut, bruise, or any respiratory problem within the Kalinago people. That is how it is. Now we go to our fire here. We use our gum to make fire, or we use stick to light the fire. And then one of our meal is iguana or agouti, and our agouti here done roast already. So you can see here the teeth of the agouti. This teeth here of the agouti is very sharp like razor. This teeth used to make scar on your face and your jawbone. They make the scar here many years ago, and they put pepper along with other sauce inside there, right? And just like other tribes around the world, they have different symbols. This is one of the symbols of my ancestors, to flatten the head or to use scars on your face, right? So they use the agouti teeth to make that scar, right? And that is one the agouti day that we roast. They eat agouti as well. They use the skin to make different clothing or bags and things like that. So this is our fireside. What we do here as well, we take the ash from there and we put bush, and then we put our food inside here, and our food began to cook here while our agouti or our fish roasted, right? So that is to do with our fire here. And now here we have ancestors use this here to pound their yam or cassava, right? Some of the tools we still have, the tools that used many years ago by our ancestors. That's some we have here to scrape cassava or to scrape fish. This is what these here used for, right? And here we have some clay that many years ago, that pots that made from our ancestors. So we have them there to show many years ago, and this is very, very old clay pots that we take up from different parts of the island. Okay, so if we have to turn here now, this painting that we have on our wall here that disappearing, this is to do with our headpiece on our clothing that we wear here. This symbol here, our headpiece on the clothing that we wear on our everyday when we practice to do our Kalinago history and all the different details when we're speaking of our ancestors, what they do, how they live, the survival of our ancestors. Yes, and one of the things that we follow our ancestors and do as well is to make oils, and yes, we make essential oil. We have 3 pictures inside here, 3 photographs, so we're going to show you the difference within our different people. Now, the Kalinago people, all the way from Central America, came up in canoe and they settled along the way coming up. And Mustique, Bekoyu, the Arawaks and the Kalinago people live along together, coming all on this island here. The closest point they reach together is on Bekwe, which they call Bekoyu, and on Mustique, the Kalinago people. However, after war, they achieved to this island here, and they settled here. However, not the exact place where it is right now. They was wrong in and about all over St. Vincent. And then after the mixture, after the slave ship sank and different mixture with different races that was here before, here comes a different generation, which the Garifuna settled in place now with the Kalinago people or the Carib people. However, a lot of people have differences with the Garifuna and the Kalinago people, but they are same people, right? The only thing that we say is a name change. For instance, when they leave St. Vincent, they leave St. Vincent as Black Caribs. When they landed in Gangriga, they didn't like the term with the Spaniards calling them Stinking Foot Carib, so they changed the name from Stinking Foot Carib to Garifuna. So as today, they still remain Garifuna, but in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the people still remain Caribs or Kalinago people. However, the difference between both two of them, the Kalinago people wear feathers in their head, bead around their necks, or the hair blowing in the wind. The Garifuna people, however, they tie a head tie, like a Shango priest head tie, which you see here in that picture there. That's how mainly the Garifuna people, you will see them with a head tie. So that is the difference between the two groups of people, but they are the same Kalinago people.